So smooth. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Big World Small Talk. We like to keep a big world. We like to make it as big as possible and get guests from all around the world. So this week, I've only pulled in motherfucking special guest Luke Conrati from an hour away.
Exactly, I know.
What's the weather like there?
I mean,
bloody cold.
What's the weather like? It's fucking freezing.
It's so cold.
How is it?
I just wanted to get a Red Bull from the petrol station. I had to de-ice the car to get there. So, yeah.
Wouldn't going out and waking and icing up the car wake you up that you don't actually then need the Red Bull afterwards?
No, I still needed it. I had my first gig back last night, and I'm not used to the long drives again. So, yeah, I slept this afternoon. I had to recover from a long drive. It's just ridiculous.
All worth it. Ride the ball.
That's a handy little segue to bring us into how are we all doing. So let's catch up with our special guest Luke first of all. No, Clang did a gig last night, did you, boy?
Wow, mate, it was at the Portsmouth Guildhall with a capacity of 2,000 people. But I let you.
How many?
How many were in the audience? Leon, how many do you think?
200.
Good shout. Good
well
shout.
Spread out.
Lucy, what are we saying?
I'm going to say 140.
Wow. You guys, you've got such positive vibe about you because there was 36 people in that audience, mate. And laughs just kept coming. It was like doing a gig in a bus station with like people just sat everywhere, and it was weird. Yeah, so quality. Buzzing, mate.
Did you do that thing where you go out, you look outside, and you think, there's not many people there. Maybe they'll all come late. Maybe they'll all come maybe it's a crash somewhere.
Yeah.
And they're all like, we're coming.
So I took a picture of the venue and stuck it up on social media, obviously, but just didn't tell anyone how many people turned up. But I mean, this is the front of the venue. I mean, look at that.
See, that's pretty good.
So I put a picture up like, oh yeah, big time. You know, I got this tonight. And then I just didn't tell them the rest of the story when I got there. I just thought, I'll leave that. So they know now if they're watching this, don't they? So
don't worry. On social media, you have to pay. We sold out. Couldn't sell another ticket.
Yeah, that's it. Just pretend everything's okay. Gigging at the moment is like being in a relationship. Just pretend.
If you did a gig in Edinburgh and you had 36 tickets sold, that would be like gold dust.
Yeah.
Sold out.
But still not in a 2,000-seater venue.
How many staff did they have?
Oh, God. Yeah, so they had 2 bar staff. They had someone on reception. They had an usher, 2 tech guys. And, yeah. Hey,
Alex.
So yeah, it was a lot of people working. There was a lot of people working, but just not in the audience.
I like it. Well, you got to add them in as well. You add them in, so you get 36 plus your 8 that work in there.
Were you guys doing shows last night?
No, I didn't do any shows.
Not at all.
No, we're all locked down again.
No one was
down to December.
Doing shows.
No one. Not live.
Luke, Alex.
Alex, you're the odd one out. Your name
Alex,
begin
Luke,
with
Alex, Luke.
That's
Alex.
true.
Let Alex. Let's call Alex. Let Alex.
Alex is in Michigan, hence the big world. He is our big world representative. Otherwise,
This is true.
Where's Michigan?
Mm-hmm.
Michigan. It's near Canada, isn't it? Is it near Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I could get to Canada in like an hour, maybe.
Yeah.
An hour now.
I used to have a Michigan hat when I was younger because my uncle did like those summer camp tours where you where you go like America just have these amazing camps, don't they? Where all the kids get dropped off by rich parents and they spend like thousands on them being away for the summer because they don't want to face up to being a parent. And
No.
my uncle used to do that, like the kayaking and abseiling and stuff like that. But he did it in Michigan, so I had a hat from Michigan. So I had some stuff as well.
Aren't they supposed to be for kids? How did they let him in? He just sort of turned up and they said there's no age limit. He just
But I was a child.
The glasses.
Oh right, I get it. I thought he was joining in.
When they attach a propeller on it and just
I'm 12.
No. My uncle did it. He just brought it back to the UK. But yeah, that's the only thing I know about Michigan was that hat.
We got good camps. I'll tell you that. There's a lot of outdoor stuff.
Did you do them when you were younger?
I did like once. I did it like through school. Yeah, there was like a camp that I did, and it was pretty nice. I shot arrows.
That's a great time. Yeah,
it was like they'd wake you up in the morning and they'd be like, all right, this time there's lunch, this time there's dinner. The rest of the time you figure out how you want to enrich your day. It was looking back on it, it was kind of the best time ever.
See, the only thing we have like that in the UK is Young Offenders Institute. So they take us, we'll go down and just hang out, do some shooting.
You got to rob a bookstore to do that in Britain.
Yeah,
just
like
as
well.
What is it? Here's lunch, here's dinner. Do it like in between. Sounds like Parliament, to be honest with you.
Yeah, just hang out with your mates. Lovely.
Maybe
from personal experience. I've not been to prison. I just want to say that now. When I was watching this, going like, "Oh, look at these young offenders! What's up?" I just
taking me back.
I just know people that were.
And they said it was amazing. You should come.
It was great. It was a great time. Loads of football. Loved it.
Meet so many good friends. Stay forever. Friends forever.
Got a tattoo.
Joined the gang. It was great. The parties. We have reunions once a year.
My mum was dating a man from America. Where was he from? She met him online, and it was at Cincinnati. Do you know?
Oh.
So she was dating this guy from Cincinnati, and I used to call him Cincinnati Roger, which he hated. And,
he doesn't want to be reminded where he's from.
So my mum, she says to me, right, I hope she's not watching this, but she said to me, like, oh, I met this guy online, I'm going to go meet him. And I was like, Mum, like, well, who is this guy? It could be a criminal or something. She went, oh, you've been speaking to your brother. I said, no, I've not been speaking to my brother. I was like, is he a criminal? She went, look, he's done his time. I was like, he's done his time. Like, Mum, what is going on here? Like, who is this dude? Like, what do you do? Rob a bank? She went, right, you have been speaking to your brother. I said, no, I haven't. I genuinely haven't. Anyway, she met him, and she went over and met him over in Cincinnati. And Cincinnati.
She's still alive.
He's still alive, and so she. So I was like, oh,
it worked out.
But he came over to England, like, he obviously his crime was from ages ago. He's an old man now. And every person I introduced him to, I was like, oh, this is Cincinnati Roger. He robbed the bank. And then I just walk off.
And you handle this.
Good times.
It's Cincinnati Roger. Hold that purse. Just hold that.
Yeah.
You'd be the worst. You'd be the worst member of his gang.
Yeah. This is what
just rather
I was the tube.
Only one.
Sorry, I keep doing that. Shot 3 people.
What are you drinking now, Alex? What's this?
This is a pandemic drink right here. This is like, it's rum that I got from like a Costco, which is like this big box grocery store. There's this huge bottle of rum. I'll show it to you. No, fuck it. There's like a huge bottle of rum. It's like $15. It's like stupid cheap. And I used the last of it. I had just made a smoothie. But whenever you make a smoothie, there's always that bits that hold on to the glass. I'm like, what if I just poured that into another glass with alcohol and drank it?
That's how food invented. Someone looked at a cow's udder once and thought, let's drink the udder, and that's how
they tried it. They tried it from the bowl. They thought, well, it's not quite as nice.
You're making milk. It's good.
This is my big world small talk tradition. I just make a drink because we do Sundays. I'm just like, this is a Sunday for me. Whatever.
The term of the year, though, seems to be quarantini, which is whatever you fucking own.
Yeah.
What's left? Put it in a glass. What's left?
Is it today or was it yesterday? But are we saying happy birthday, Luke?
It was the 2nd of December.
Days ago.
I was
Happy
36 years
birthday.
old.
Well,
Uh,
it's
You look great.
Thanks, man. I moisturize a lot. And it makes my
Well,
skin
everyone needs a hobby.
I had to do something when I was young to let people know how long I was in the shower. I was moisturizing. That's why
Everyone says that.
how long that takes.
Yeah, I can see some of the cream.
We've had a comment. Hugh, one of our fans, he is a demon when it comes to research. No matter what show I'm doing, if I've got a guest on, he'll find something out about them, which blows my mind. So, Luke, the question is, have you had credits from Romesh Ranganathan, any royalties for mentioning you in his book Straight Out of Crawly? Did you get a name check in Straight Out of Crawly?
Yeah, I did, but do you know what? When I did, it was for a really bad reason. And my mate messaged me and he's like, "Oh, you're in Romesh's book." And I was like, "Oh my God," because I'm friends with Romesh. I was like, "Oh, this is amazing." And then he was like, "You might want to read it though." And I was like, "Oh." And basically someone was like horrible to him when he came to gig in Devon at my gig. We went out in afterwards, like drinking, and someone was horrible to him in the venue and said something to him that was bad, and so he mentions that in his book. But he was like, "Oh yeah, I was out with Luke Honorati and then this guy." I was like, "Oh," but I'm happy I got mentioned, which is really weird, isn't it?
Was it Cincinnati Pete?
The situation.
Yeah, I got a mention.
Oh, so bad. But yeah, I did get a mention. Yeah, he's right.
Got it.
Done.
Wow, and happy birthday as well to Mark Cameron, who's watching as well. We've got quite a few people watching tonight because you're quite a big name, Mr. Luke and Roddy. So quick catch up with the boys. Alex, how is it going in Ann Arbor?
It's still going. A week has gone by. This show is how I know a week has gone by. I've been just in my house. The other day, someone was like, "Yo, it's Friday." I was like, "Are you sure? Are you sure it's Friday? It doesn't feel like Friday." It's about the same. Very stagnant. Not a lot going on in Michigan. Very much like, yeah, cleaning my apartment. Often. No. You might want to kick it off to somebody else. Not a lot going on over here.
In Devon, it was meant to be a lot better than it is, but they've made it that if you go out, you've got to have a meal. So, Luke, at your gig last night, did all of your patrons have to have a meal?
I think because it's a theatre, that doesn't count. But they must have had a Scotch egg or something on the way in. I don't know. But
don't grass them up now.
I don't know, actually. But I tell you what, police were waiting outside the venue when we kicked out. To obviously see if we kicked out on time. That was weird.
They were ready to jump in at any moment, huh?
Yeah, can you imagine getting like a beat down with a bat because you were out late from the theatre?
I'd like to see.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
They came down.
We all saw it.
Yeah. Pepper sprayed down to your face. What are you watching? Agatha Christie? Oh, I'm so sorry. Theatre boy.
Support the arts, will you? Get it.
Venue.
Yeah, getting tasered because I stayed too long at the cinema. Well, you want to stay to the end, did you, pal? I'm so sorry.
There's nothing after the credits. Nothing.
Yeah. What are you waiting for? The outtakes?
Yeah.
I want to see
the get out of here.
Get out of here.
So yeah.
And Leon, here, darling. How are you? How are you doing, darling? How's Leon?
Good. Haven't been doing many gigs, but I went to a premiere on what do you call it? An online premiere of a movie I was in with Richard Sandling called Phase. Yeah, so I did it ages ago online. It was like a Vine. I was like, is it like a Vine-y thing on the so one of them. Very strange. But yeah, that was good. Did that. Great bit.
Down it.
So that was fun. So yeah, with Phil Jupitus and the guy from Goldie Look and Chain. I have to look all this up and I've forgotten who it is now. And Stephen
Maggot
Frost as well. Yes, it was Maggot, yeah.
Eggsy.
Maggot and Stephen Frost and some other people who I keep forgetting. So yeah, it was good fun. So that was good. So that's it. Watched that online. which was a bit weird, but there you go. And then that was it. Yeah, and then and then I'm going to try and do some more online gigs now. I'm going to go back into it. I got a bit fed up with them. I'm going to go back into doing some online because everything's locked down. And then be all right sometime.
Get the fire back in you.
Fire.
Right. So,
No.
moving on with the game. Have we got our jars of questions? Still going with the Amsterdam house.
Questions.
Still going with
Luke, so what happens for everyone that's watching, that's not watched before, we all take it in turns to pull a question and we all answer it. We do as many as we can until the show ends, and then you get asked your very special guest question. And I was very clear in the instructions, do not answer this until you are on the show. I think I take the question a little bit too seriously at this point.
There's only so many rules in this big world. Small talk.
That's one.
That's one.
Do not. Right.
One. No, there's only two rules.
First, because I've actually done. Yeah. What? Don't talk about Fight Club. I've actually inserted a few Christmassy questions.
Okay.
Okay. My question is, if you had the chance to become Santa Claus, would you?
Yep.
No.
I'm halfway there.
I mean, it's big. I mean, we've all seen.
I think
we've all seen
that would be the end
the
of
Santa Claus.
Everyone went quiet on that. I love that.
Oh, yeah. Who's going first?
One more time.
As a comedian, just sat in like a shopping mall with your Santa outfit on, and everyone's going, do you remember when he used to be a comedian? Look at him now. Look at him now. Look at his little Santa outfit on. And he only does that because he drives the taxis in the evening now. And he tells all his passengers about all the gigs he used to do with all the famous people. I was in Romesh's book, mate. Yeah, where do you want to go shop, is it? Do you know what I mean? Like, I just the worst thing in the world to be Santa Claus.
Yeah, doesn't seem fun. It's the only way you get on stage now.
Say again, sorry?
It's the only way you can get on stage now is to sit in a big chair and be Santa.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a no from me. I don't.
But I mean the real Santa.
Still.
This is the real Santa, not the shopping centre Santa.
Oh.
This is I mean about the real. The bomb diggity. Mr. Christmas.
I'd do it.
You would, Leon? Do you love it?
I would do it. I'll tell you why I'll do it. Two reasons. First reason is I quite like the the body. You know what? Here you get judged for being overweight and stuff. There, you'd be judged if you weren't fat enough. So if you lost a bit of weight, people would be like,
what
you're losing too much weight. You look what you're doing. You need to eat more food, do less exercise. You know that if you got thinner, there'd be pressure on you to eat, drink, not go anywhere. And that's the kind of pressure I can work with. You know, I could fulfill that. I could lean into that big time. That's the first one. And the second is that's my perfect gig. I would like to do get famous. Then do that thing where you go up, you get a bit famous, and then you don't do anything else, but you just do panto once a year. That's my dream. You do panto for 1 month or 2 months, and then you don't have to do anything for the rest of the year. And then it comes up to about December, and then Coventry ring you up or something and say, do you want to do panto? And you go, I'll do panto, let's do panto. December, a little bit of January, that's it, rest of the year off. It's my dream. Either that or write a song, same thing. The song that's played at Christmas. Done. Same thing with Santa. You go out.
They want one thing from you.
You got two. You probably do the 3 days, don't you? Really? I mean, the elves do all the real hard work. So you probably got Christmas Eve. You probably look over the maps and stuff, and then you go, okay, yeah, I know this last year. Then you do the delivery thing, and the next day you might be tidying up and stuff, and then that's it. You got the rest of the year off. Then perfect. That is my dream.
Look how many new houses they're building all the time in even where I live. How annoyed you'd be if you're Santa Claus and you look at this, you go, what, another 400 houses in Barnstable? What's going on here? I ain't even got enough time. So I mean,
I would mind that.
Overtime, they're not seeing their wife and kids. You get into October, we're making presents in July. We're having lists early. People are like, oh, you're going to write your Santa Claus list? You want your presents, mate? You're writing it in June now because we haven't got the staff to keep up with the demand.
Yeah. Santa was thank God for the virus. Numbers are down.
Yeah, they're going down.
I think Santa started the virus.
I would mind
that up for years and years.
I wouldn't mind if they're all together. That'd be all right. Like if they all built like 400 houses next to each other, I'd imagine that'd be. If they built one house in the middle of nowhere, like you've done like the whole of a big city, and some idiot lives in an island or God knows where, you have to go just for that one house. That would annoy me. I'd be like, why are you living all the way out here? This is just miles away.
It's easier as well.
Even the postman wouldn't go there.
Chimney, he'd be straight in there, then he's back out. Nowadays, he has to have a special key. That's what we tell our kids, and he has to let himself in the French doors. Drop off the now he's got special keys coming out of his arse. Like it's for every house. There's no chimneys going down. I mean, yeah, the job's cleaner, but the access is horrible.
That's the EU rules, you know what I mean? He's got too much dirt in his lungs. He was like that. He was coughing it up, you know what I mean? He was like suing people, get your chimney cleaned. Come on now.
Yeah, what if you get sick on the 23rd too? No sick days. You have to work those 2 days.
Yeah, that would be a bad. Or delay it.
2 Christmases where I had an earache, Alex. So,
but you think about it. People always go, "Oh, yeah, it's going to go around the whole world," but not the whole world is Christian. So you can miss out huge chunks of it. You can miss out huge chunks of it.
Some people don't celebrate Christmas. They're not expecting anything to happen.
You can miss out most of the Middle Eastern stuff and Asia and bits of that. Asia's huge. There's not that many Christians, so you just got to hit Europe a bit, and then North America, a bit of South America. Bits of Africa, but not all of Africa.
Still celebrate Diwali and Christmas because they just love a party.
Oh, you can't do that. If they've got another religion, that's it. You don't go into it. You don't visit them. The parents have got to get it. Let's be honest. Only if.
Looks like Leon. Look at you already.
I'm dividing the whole world.
Yeah.
I love the idea of Leon becoming Santa Claus. Vote for me to be Santa. This Christmas, austerity.
Yeah.
No, I would though. I would if I went down and they had like what do you call like a Hanukkah candles or whatever and a Christmas tree. I'd be like, "What's going on here? You can't have that. That's not right."
Make it clear.
A Buddhist temple and a Christmas tree. You're like, come on now, pick a road. Buddha's getting this one. Buddha can get the presents this time.
Yeah. Try harder next year.
Leon, this is turning way too much into a Christmas manifesto speech. Alex, would you be Santa if you got given the chance?
Nah, fam. Not gonna do it. I'm not into the cold. I'm not into monogamy or slave labor. So it's all out for me.
Well, but you could free the elves. You could go up there and you could get working conditions. You could just like first year as Santa, they could all quit and say, go and get other jobs somewhere else. Suddenly, we have thousands of elves pouring out the North Pole looking for new work.
I don't know if they're slaves. They could be very passionate. I mean, they just really like that shit. That could be how they get down. It's part of their culture. Who am I to tell them that they should be doing something more than the kindness of their own heart? I don't know that, and I don't want to be Santa to find out either.
We don't actually get paid either. I mean, Santa Claus paid quite a wedge. I mean, we're like, "Oh, we'll set you free. Go work in Tesco now." And they're like, "Mate, I'm on half the pay here." And I've had to deal with Sharon looking for tampons. What's going on here? I was making wooden
toys for kids.
I was making wooden trains before. Look at this. What the fuck am I doing? I'm mopping the oil now because some twats dropped a bottle of wine.
Yeah, I gotta make a bidet now.
Yeah.
I want to make a bidet.
Santa never kicked off because I had to go see my sons play. I don't know. Do elves have kids? I don't know.
I don't know. Do they reproduce asexually and put them off an elf tree? I don't know what's going on.
But they might get really good jobs. I mean, you look at all the panels at Christmas. They're always hiring little kids to pretend to be elves. You know what I mean? So at least one bit of the year, you could probably work that bit of the year, have the rest of the year off.
Yeah, the rest of the year they're just in a bedsit, drinking themselves into a stupor. Nearly taking heroin, like borderline.
Yeah, all spring you're just getting fucked up.
It's like smackhead elf just kicking off around the streets.
I'll get sober in late October. Fuck with me. I got time.
That's sober.
I love it. I think
this is what I do.
This is the new snow. See, I love snow.
I want to make it
It's taking me back. It's just a memory.
All right.
I do love it when we write these questions. We never quite know how they're going to be answered. And thanks for asking, guys. I would want to be Santa. Yes. Because if there's a woman that can be
We
Doctor
assume.
Who, I think that a woman can be Santa Claus. So
And do a much better job.
I know that we have many attacks. We on this show, for some reason, I don't know how we managed to do it. Doesn't matter what the question is, but we always bring it back to unionizing Christmas elves. I would be that first Santa Claus that starts the elf union. I think they probably are a good wedge, but do they have holiday pay? Have they got sickness pay? Do they have dental? That would be my Christmas manifesto. Take care of the elves, and the elves will take care of you.
Important questions that need to be answered.
Yeah, but what would you be called though? Would you say Mrs. Santa, or would you cut that shit right out? Just Santa. Would you want any?
Just Santa, like Madonna.
Just Santa,
like
not
Cher.
even like Mrs.
Just
Santa.
Santa.
Yeah.
Not even Santa Claus,
No.
just Santa.
Like-
one word, shorten it.
Yeah.
Make Santa, make it a sort of a non-agenda fluid title. Just Santa.
Just Santa, full stop.
But also, kids, Sherry, yes, obviously loves Sherry. Also, Santa's very partial to a Gordon's and tonic. Leave what you need out.
Yeah.
No, you can't unionize the elf and you be drunk driving. The elves be like, we're not working with you, Santa. You're drunk half the day. Come on now. That's second rule. Santa must stop drinking.
No. If you're driving a
covered
sleigh,
all
the lane is huge.
all Reindeer are female. I can get as pissed as I want. Them bitches are getting me to the next house. That's why it's an all-female reindeer team. We've got Blitz dancing.
You still have
Mixed.
to upgrade, maybe go for some unicorns.
Oh God.
Oh, mate, don't mess with tradition. It's got to be reindeer all the way.
So that's a tradition.
We get a V8 engine.
People are going to have a hard enough time accepting there's a woman being Santa. Let's keep the reindeer. Oh, I've offended Alex so much by that. He'll be back, don't worry.
I'd love to see.
Leon, would you like to ask?
Yeah, go on.
I was going to say, Leon, do you want to ask the next question? Hopefully,
well,
Alex hasn't been offended by the idea of female reindeers.
Maybe that's it. Maybe he's gone too far. Santa's one thing.
Too far. I was going to message him, but of course I can't message him in this because he's not in it. I'll message him in the normal chat.
All right, here we go. Just another one. It was very similar to the last one. So, would you like to be the Prophet Muhammad? No. I think that will be that one. So, what joke have you said that you wish the audience had got? What joke have you said that you wish the audience had got? So, like you thought you wrote a really good joke.
Okay, so say that question again for Alex.
Oh yeah, Alex. So, what joke have you said or did you do on stage, and you wish the audience either got it or laughed at it because you thought it was fantastic, and they maybe didn't think it so much?
I got one.
Right.
I guess like getting backlash from the joke was kind of part of it, but I was still kind of hoping that it would be somewhat of a mixed reaction, but it was like spot on. Like it turns off the entire room. So I had to like pad it with this whole like, oh, this is how you lose people. And the joke was like, if you want to date in the Midwest in America, don't tell your date that you don't like cheese. And it'll just be like just complete silence. Like if you want your date to leave, just tell them how you make cheese, and it'll just be like, oh. So,
If I'm taking the cheese stuff.
Yeah, and I just go off on this whole thing about how you make cheese and just lose the whole room. And I thought some people would be like, oh, it's kind of funny that we're talking about it so literally, but every time it's just like just crushing silence. So like I did it on purpose, but I thought I'd get a little bit of reaction from it.
Go on, Lucy. What have you got?
Joke in like California.
Is it? I mean,
I like it. I like the whole cheese thing.
like when you get a joke and there's an awkward silence, I feel the urge to try and explain it to them. Like I don't like a teacher. Like.
You should be laughing now because that was hilarious.
Look it up.
I've taken it out. I've taken it out, but I did give it a couple of goes. But I thought this was quite clever because I don't do anything political because I just find it too perishable. I'm too lazy to do politics. But I had one tiny line that says, "I used to be a European truck driver, Brexit," right? meaning I still drive in Europe, but I don't count myself as European. And I thought that would make a little tiny laugh, literally fucking silence every single time. And it wasn't being political, it was just making it all the time. I wasn't saying to leave or not leave. I was just saying, well, you know, Brexit's gone past. You know, I remember being at Luke's gig that was the night of Brexit. And, you know, I just thought, oh, okay. But no, turns out Lucy can't do satire. Get back to the dick jokes.
Pick a side.
Luke, what about you, boy?
I'm just trying to think, like, so a joke that basically I
thought were really good.
The audience.
It's gonna like Lucy said, like, you know, when you do it a couple of times because you think, you know what I mean? You think it's really is good. I'm going to keep it in. The hell with it. I'll keep it in. But then it doesn't work.
Do you know what? I've only got one, and it's so horrible. I don't know if I should say it on your show.
Oh no! Oh, we've been here before.
Right, we've
might as well air it out.
Replace it.
So I did this joke, and I'm not kidding. The whole audience looked so horrified because I said, "Oh God, this is horrible to say," but I was just testing out material. I've got PTSD.
Right.
I was doing.
Does it rhyme with grace?
Say again.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know what's on.
Does it rhyme with grace?
Who knows? We don't know what it is.
It was similar. So, so I said to the audience, I was doing a mental health gig, and I've got PTSD. That's why they asked me to do it. So I said, yeah, I'll do it. And I said, oh, the worst thing about having PTSD is that when people find out, they always assume that I've got it because of the military. But I've got PTSD because I was a sexy kid. And I kid you not, the whole room just went, like this. And I was like, too far? That was too far, wasn't it? So there you go, guys. That's a brutal joke.
I was a sexy kid. I always got a ride home. I didn't have to wait for the bus. What's wrong with you?
You see how many puppies I've got?
It was bad. And so yeah, that was mine, where the audience just looked horrified. Yeah, right. But
there's no limit on that joke. Like, I was a Gerber baby. Hey.
But I managed to find other material to like back it up, and then I managed to save it because I said like when I have PTSD, I have to like clean. Like I have to go and have a shower or clean the kitchen or like clean the house, and I get really weird. And my partner, she knows that. So like when I start cleaning loads, she'll just leave me alone. She knows I'm going for a bit of a bad time and I just need to clean. But sometimes I'm absolutely fine, but the house is messy and she'll just start bringing up the past. Do you want to go wash the car now? Yeah.
See that I like that. That's pretty good.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, it's cool with my friends. Yeah,
right from the truth. Oh man, thank you for everybody that's getting involved on the chat as well. Sorry we missed a few. The National Elf Service is a great union name. An amazing guy called Noel Orchard said, if the world leaves a brandy out for Santa, how many gallons of drink one night? Oh mate, that is my brother. And also Ellis Jenkins confused Luke's thinking face with being impressed, which, you know.
I was having a good thing.
No, he's having a really good thing. Right. Alex, please get us a question out from your lovely jar.
Oh yes, and I will also say a good union name for the elves is the SPEU, SPEW. For all my Harry Potter fans out there. If you know, you know. If you don't, I'm so sorry. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Harry Potter didn't treat the elves very well, either, did he? No, it was hard work.
That was Hermione's whole gig. Like she wanted to get the elves, like, you know, money and shit.
Yeah, because of Dobby, wasn't it? And they freed Dobby.
Mm-hmm. Free Dobby. Yeah, get him a shirt. And speaking of shirts, My question is fashion you no longer wear. Any popular fashion from your past that you wear that you don't wear anymore? You are not about it anymore.
I used to wear rock court boots, shoes with jogging bottoms, with my socks pulled over the jogging bottoms.
Very sensible.
Cool. You weren't the only one, I'm sure.
There was people that did it. And it was that was when I was a teenager in my when I was 15, 16. And if I could get away with it, I'd probably do it now.
Do it. What's stopping you, Luke? Go on, just do it. Just do
Express yourself.
Yeah.
I've had to grow up and be posh and stuff now. I'm not allowed to be an iceberg anymore.
Don't let the haters tell you what to do.
I was about to say, were you a chav?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was a chav. Yeah.
Now you've got a lovely house, so you can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
and now he lives in North Devon. So
Yeah, look at those
technically,
drapes.
same thing.
Look at those heavy drapes. Killing it.
That's money. That's money.
Those bitches are thick. You gotta tie them back. I got Venetian blinds over here.
Oh man, I love Venetian blinds.
I gotta pull it to the side. Pull it down, pull it to the side.
Yeah, but then it's like when you're on your yacht, isn't it? When I'm out on the yacht and I'm doing the spin acre, it's just the same, isn't it? Just getting to do it like that.
Yeah, that's how I practice for my yacht, is getting my Venetian blinds to close properly.
Yeah. Bring in the spin acre.
That's why half these yachts go missing. People are like that. Stop messing around with the Venetian blinds. I'm trying to sail a boat here.
Silly shit. I guess I'll answer my question and say.
That's what my brother.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, my brother, when I said, Luke, were you a chav? That's exactly my brother sent that message in. He was like, I thought so. Alex, you go.
It was a really big thing when I was in high school to wear clothes that were not your size. It was this rap group called Dem Franchise Boys, and they would wear these big white t-shirts. And it was this thing where it's all you would buy just really clean clothes, but they're really basic. So it always looked like it was brand new. So it was just big white t-shirts you got in a big old pack. And they were big too. So it was most of your outfit was a brand new shirt. And you'd with those out. And I would wear I took that to everything. So I thought I was gonna get much bigger. Yeah. Who knows what they're doing now? Probably eating tuna fish sandwiches or something. Who knows?
What's he pointing
But
at?
it was I would wear clothes that were bigger than my size, assuming I would get taller, and it just didn't happen. So, but wearing baggy clothes was also part of the style. You wore baggy clothes and shit. It was it was perpetually cold or something. And I don't
had
do
that
it
in the
anymore.
UK. We used to wear big baggy jeans like Herbie and Sust. And I can't remember the other brands, but yeah, we used to wear big baggy, real baggy clothes and big chunky trainers and stuff like that. But do you remember?
That was going to be my answer. Big, massive, fat skate shoes that are as wide as they are as long. And then jeans that, quite frankly, this boy's a rookie compared to what I had. And they had to drag on the ground.
Look at that.
If it was raining, the tide line would be up to your calf. Because the jeans had to be ripped at the heel where they were dragging behind you. They were so wide. So that was the trend that I had. Massive fucking baggy jeans and huge fat shoes. Acupuncture shoes, which had the tongue that went through, was a massive A.
Yeah, I remember
Etnies and Vans before they went really crap. Vans now skinny, and I went into a Vans store to say, do you have any wide skate shoes? And this 12-year-old said, what do you mean? And I was like, do you know that when this shop started, it was for people that wore wide shoes?
No, you didn't.
Do you
not have a heritage?
Square, huh? What do you know?
Have you learned?
Do you have
the basic history of this
retro
company?
section? This old thing that you can go to.
Vans was built on the backbone of wide feet people.
We built your company.
Take this Morrissey album. You don't even know who this is.
Put it on. Put it on now.
What do you know about sadness? This band's literally called Tears for Fears. They literally called it in the name.
Oh, dear me. Leon, please. I need to know what your fashion faux pas was. What's your fashion you don't wear anymore?
I wear everything. Well, see, I would wear everything. So when you get Facebook and it shows you like 10 years ago, I'll be wearing the same clothes as 10 years ago. And I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm still wearing it as I'm watching it. Because my clothes only I'm like, my clothes doesn't look like many sort of middle-aged men my age. So I'll wear everything forever until my wife bins it. She will bin it and it will disappear. So my clothes will keep going until they disappear. And then I know that I have to get some new clothes. They just disappear when they've had their time.
Like, I haven't seen it.
They have a natural life. I'd be like, have you seen that shirt? No, I haven't seen that shirt. No. It's gone. It's gone.
I gave it back to Def Leppard. I'm sorry. They wanted it.
The charity's got it now. And even the charity don't want it. Yeah, that's my first
move.
Good move. Luke, what was yours?
Well, there's trainers, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was the trainers. Big, fat, massive trainers.
And then the rock foot shoes, my chavvy shoes. That was my fashion faux pas.
Oh, of course, the socks. Sorry, I do apologise. There's so many fashion faux pas. There's so little time. I'm just imagining you telling your friends at the yacht club that you did that.
Can you imagine Archie had kicked me out? He'd be like, oh, Luke, darling, you used to wear Burberry, but in rather vulgar fashion. But yeah, I did that.
How did you know?
So back it up. Did you see that time I on Facebook when I put the video for that rich guy's friend of mine that's like a millionaire and I stayed at his house? Did you see that on Facebook? That was insane. I went to do gigs in London and he said, oh, don't get a hotel, just stay at my house. And the first time I stayed at his 10-bedroom house. The next time he said, oh, I've got family over, you can't stay with me, stay at my other house. I put it on Facebook. It was a 7-bedroom house with a swimming pool and a gym.
In London?
In London, yeah. And I was like, oh my God. And it was my house for the entire week. But, if he knew I was a chav, that wouldn't have happened, would it? Because he knew I'd have nicked the washing machine, I'd have taken it off.
Yeah, at least the hand towel or something.
Yeah, I took some towels, actually. He told me, he said, are you taking some towels? I said, no, but you might want to ask the cleaner, mate.
It's like you took the drinks.
I took the curtains, yeah.
They are the towels. They are the towels.
This room needs more natural light.
I just a sub note to Luke. I was talking. I met up with my friend from Bristol very, very briefly during the lift up lock, that little bit we had in between, and he was going to go see his mate in Bude, who is the black sheep of a very rich family. And I said, all right, what car does he drive? He went, oh no, he always has the old car in the family. I said, £50 bet it's a vintage Defender, because my mate knows nothing about cars. So he just assumed that this old battered car that his mate drove was like this bad old shit bag. And I was like, Google it. That's like 60 grand's worth of fucking car.
I'm quite impressed that sheeps can drive.
I don't have any friends like that.
Also, yeah. I'm going to Google Defender right now.
Right.
It's just a rubbish
driving cars.
Alex, just to give you a little bit of a perspective, Ellen bought Porsche one as a present.
Is it a Land Rover?
It's a Defender, and you can take every part off them. If you leave them on the wrong side of the street, you come back and they'll basically be a coffee holder.
Oh, wow.
Right,
really
my question is. My question is, naughty or nice? What list would you be on? And because of why? Would you be on the naughty list, done something naughty, or would you be on the good list, done something good this year?
Of this year?
It's definitely nice.
not
this
fucking
year.
laugh.
I didn't do anything.
You didn't
I
leave the
definitely
house.
didn't cause no trouble this year.
No,
That's
you
since
can't get any
March.
trouble.
I've been good since March. I'll tell you that.
Lockdown.
I've been locked the fuck
No
down.
chance to do anything naughty.
Yeah, right.
I think I'll be on the good list. I'll be on the good list.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah. I've been a dedicated dad. I've been nice to my wife on a daily basis. Been cleaning loads.
As opposed to once a week.
Yeah, because before we never used to see each other. So I work full time and I gig full time. So normally I would wake up on like say Monday morning, say hello to everyone. They go to school, she'd go to work, and then for the rest of the week I probably wouldn't see them. I'd probably see them for an hour, and then suddenly lockdown happened, and we've been together 14 years, but we had 6 months where we were just around each other.
Mhm.
And I think we both deserve a certificate and a medal for not becoming murderers. You don't kill each other, and we're still together. I mean, yeah, we cry at night when we go to sleep. I can hear her crying. I'm crying too, but we're still.
You can hear
We're still
it.
together.
Where are you?
Cry quieter. I thought you'd say you were on the nice list permanently since you were a sexy kid. Like you were trying to go way back.
Yes, sounds like.
He's good. Don't worry about
I
him.
remember you.
He's good.
Like, you got 3 ticks by your
He
name
was
or
waiting
something.
up with the cookies. I'll never forget. Hey.
Your smile was the reason you got that bike.
That ugly motherfucker's not getting this bike, but you.
It's got somebody else's name on it. Don't you worry about that.
You know what, on our estate, it wasn't quite an estate, but it was like a council house area I grew up on. And Santa Claus used to hate the richer kids. And we knew that because just after Christmas, he'd come back and he'd take all their stuff and give it to us. So we knew Santa Claus we were like the ones. Because we would get that stuff.
This was a mistake.
God bless Santa.
Mhm. All right.
I think.
Did you answer? What are you nodding your
overall, I would. Good. I mean, it's by actions, not by thoughts, right? Because if it was by thoughts, then I'm definitely on the naughty list. But by actions, and I know that he's watching tonight. My friend's father in London. He's an older gentleman, and I managed to set him up with a tablet, a Samsung tablet with Wi-Fi, like a SIM card. And I ring him up, and I can take over his computer, and I like comedy programs and things for him to watch. So I know that he's now on the internet, and he's got all the YouTube spy conspiracy YouTube programs he wants, and that is my saving grace onto the good list, that I helped Mickey set up his Wi-Fi tablet. So
You turned Mickey into a QAnon person?
And you will be on the good list. But eventually, when money gets a bit tight and you don't mind being on the naughty list, you can just take a little trip down his browsing history and then take a little screenshot of that, send it over to him, be like, I need a bit of money, and I'm pretty sure you want me to keep it quiet about this to the ground. Do you want to about this?
See, I'm gonna send all this elf porn you'll be looking at to Santa. Yeah, elf porn. He doesn't like that. It's got sent.
No judgment, okay? Those elves
ignore them, Mickey. Ignore them. Leon, you and Alex and Luke, we all of us believe that we're going to be on the good list this year.
Yeah,
definitely.
I haven't been out, so I haven't made anyone cry for ages, so must be on a good list.
I miss it.
Not for the last week. And Luke's too sexy to be on the naughty list. Right, Alex, do you want to give a question?
Okay, all right. Let's see here.
Luke, is your clock fast?
Yeah. Because, we're always late for one,
it
so we set it fast, so we're not late.
All right.
I thought I was seeing the future.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Shannon, good list as well.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Confirmed.
I'm proud of you. Would you rather win the lottery or have your dream job?
Win the lottery.
Lottery. Yeah, like you win the lottery, you get your dream job, don't you?
Yeah,
you just buy whatever you want to do.
yourself. You can create the job.
But what if part of the clause of winning the lottery is you're never allowed to do that dream job? Like that is the only clause.
Fine.
Because my dream job stand up, I've had a little taste of it. I'm not getting anywhere fast. I'll take the lottery.
That quick.
I'm just here for the money, guys.
Well, you could buy your own comedy club, and then you wouldn't have to be good at stand up because you own the comedy. And you could just, I'm a headliner again tonight. You go.
Yeah, watch everyone grow.
Who's going to be a headliner tonight?
I'm going to warm y'all up with a quick 35. You can have whoever you want on after that.
We're gonna, we're going to go on to about 4 a.m. I'm just going to keep talking.
I do the lottery every week, and I get obsessed with it. And to the point that I keep thinking, if there is a God, and I don't believe in God, but if there is, maybe I'm just not doing enough stuff. So I start making up stuff in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna pay off all my mates' mortgages. I'm gonna start giving money to charity. I start picking the charities. I've got to the point that I look at houses on websites. I start planning houses and I start judging them. I'm like, oh, that's way too much money. I'm not paying $2 million for that. But if I did, I'd definitely put an extension on the back, first floor, get some bifold doors in there. I go mad, and then I lose. And in the morning, I just sold. I'm just like, oh God, I really wanted that house. I'd have probably given them 2.2 million just to beat the other buyer, you know.
Yeah,
dream mode I live in every week.
Guess it's not going to happen this week. Yeah.
No.
I just keep getting the numbers wrong.
I always look at like really expensive houses and get disappointed. I'm all like, with that much money, like build a moat, get some trapdoors, get some crocodiles, like get some secret rooms, some bookcases that turn into like secret places. Something, do something cool. That's slide at least. Give me a slide. Something.
Would you act totally normal though? Would you like to know that you won the lottery?
Oh, as normal as possible. I'm storing that away until I leave. I'm living it up. I'm like, oh, he bought a round of shots, everybody. At least he's got a little bit of money, but I'm not. And maybe some nicer clothes, but. Yeah.
I'd buy like a Mercedes, but like a 2018 model. People are like, oh, Luke, what's the finance on that? I go, it's only 300 quid a month finance, actually. Yeah, it's not too bad.
Pretty reasonable.
Buy a McDonald's, get a McDonald's coffee, put that in your holder, leave it there, right? And then you drink the really nice posh stuff. People come in and see McDonald's, they go, oh, look, it's not from McDonald's.
Humble. He's humble. Yeah. But really,
I can't get him for his money. He already spent it. There's none left.
You know how you fantasize, like you can phase out. You actually think about how would I spend my lottery? You just sort of wistfully phase out into a full-blown millionaire hallucination.
Yeah.
I had one where I got so into it, where I had an assistant, and I can literally walk around. I can walk around and be like, right, I want to send a letter because that company's packaging isn't biodegradable enough. Right. Can you write that letter to say that I want this? And I'm just going to be like, like an old woman that writes complaint letters, but this bitch will have a fucking assistant. So I can just, the number of letters that I can write per day is fucking infinite. About like the broken step, that bin's not being emptied, that graffiti needs taking down, that company hasn't met his needs, like that price fraud. Just honestly, that's how I was like.
Do you complain to people, companies? Do you get results? You do.
When it comes to environmental like protesting and stuff, yeah, I do. I get companies to change their green policies and to change their packaging and I do. I just like if I see something in the supermarket, I went into Waitrose the other day, and they had New Zealand venison. We live in fucking Devon. We live in Devon, and you're giving me venison from New Zealand. Not having that, right? So I'm taking the picture. I'm tapping in British tractor. Exactly. I'm tagging in Red Tractor, British fucking Venison Association, you name it. I'm tagging them all in.
They're eating your crew.
Do you know?
I made
in
a
the
massive
packet.
fuss until Tiverton tourists were using plastic egg boxes because there was a lack of pulp, and I managed to campaign until they brought cardboard ones back in.
Bloody hell.
Got it done.
Get it all. That's it.
I don't complain a lot about things, but I did go to a hotel once with my family, and when we got there, it was a nice hotel, it's posh, and I paid for like a private parking, a post to go in the ground, my name on and that, and it was all private. And then I took them out for dinner in the evening. This is genuinely true. It's not a joke. It's true. And I took them out for dinner. When I came back, some guy in a brand new Range Rover Sport had taken my post out the ground, just chucked it, and then parked in my space. But I paid like 30 or 40 quid for private parking for the night. So I said to my wife, I said, look, just nip in the hotel and let them know. And because we had the kids in the car, and I said, and the guy will just come out and move, and I'll just park in my space. She came out looking all sheepish. I said, what's up with you? And she had the money in her hand, and the reception said that the guy was wealthy and that they couldn't ask him because he's a valuable customer. So they gave us our money back for parking and said, just go park in the street. And now I've got a massive hang up about being like from a working class background, and I hate like posh people looking down on me. So straight away, I was like, this is madness. So I went in, I demanded to see the guy that owned the thing. And the guy in reception was like, I'm not telling you, he's a pretty big deal. You're not going to get him to move. So just park in the street like everyone else and enjoy your stay. So I went to bed, I was fuming. I put it on Twitter, like just asking advice, not complaining, just saying, oh, what would you do in this situation? And by the morning, there was like 1,000 comments and retweets, and like people got nuts over it. So I went down to reception, and I still hadn't said anything at this point, and I was just checking out. And as soon as they said my name, the manager came out from the office and was like, oh, before you go, I need to speak to you. And I was like, why? And he was like, oh, it's about last night, about the parking situation. I'm so sorry. Come in my office. So I went in there, and I was with my wife and kids, and he said in front of me, he's like, I'm so sorry. I'm going to refund you for your entire stay at the hotel. And gave loads of presents and stuff. And I was like, thank God for Twitter. That's incredible.
Worth it. Shout out to that rich motherfucker stealing spots. I got a free.
I know, I was so angry of him. But at the end of the day, I was really happy. He gave me back like 600 quid. I was like, come on.
And then you went past his car and keyed all along the side. And left 30 quid in the
We'll have this fixed.
Here's your 30 quid, that'll fix it.
Honestly, with social media, like Marks and Spencer's stopped selling my favourite wine in Tiverton. So I went onto Twitter and I was like, if I've ever bought you wine, if you've ever been at a party with me and I've given you some of my wine, I managed to get Busy Phillips from Cougar Town to retweet this. And I managed to get a whole social media frenzy about like me, like you can go to Exeter or Taunton to get your wine. And I was like, I deserve my wine locally. And I managed to get Marks and Spencer's to restock my favourite Lady Petrol.
Wait.
That's a good result.
Where's the wine from? Where's the wine from? Which country did the wine come from? Wait a minute. So you complained when they brought the venison in, travelling all that distance. But when they brought the wine in, you were like, yeah, that's fine. You can get wine in England. You could have got wine down the road.
They can pluck grapes right in front of you.
Why are you not drinking the good stuff from the abbey? Where the monks make
£5
on the corner.
£5 a bottle for rosé. Fucking Lady Petrol. Bring me back my wine. Don't touch my wine.
They could have carried it when they brought the venison. You should just say, put the venison together. I don't mind you traveling the venison traveling if you put the wine with it. There's a compromise.
Make it work. Make it work. Put it together. I know some people in Detroit.
I have shared my wine with many stags. I never withhold my wine from beer. Right, we're at the end, and I realise that we've overrun. So, Luke, without further ado, as our very, very special guest, I need to ask you a really important ethical question. Stretch it out. Leon's already stretching. He's already fucked off. Luke, if given the choice and I'm giving you no other details than the sentence I'm giving you. What would you choose between a magic carpet and a horse? Go.
Flying horse.
And why?
Why?
Show your work.
Because I
Show
get
your workings out, boy.
the carpet has got its own little look and feel, and it's got a good bond with Aladdin, which I can never sort of take over. But with a flying horse, he can be my best friend. Me and him can have a bond. Like, I can plait his hair. I can take him for rides, brush his feathers down. Like, you know, you can leave him outside the supermarket and people will make sure they look after him. But no one's nicking a flying horse because he'll just kick off and kick and that. And you can't fit him in those horse boxes because his wings are too big. And so I feel like that's the way I go. I'm not a rug type of guy. I don't have wooden floors, so there'll be nowhere for him to sit. You know, on my nylon carpet in my rented house, he would just get electrocuted constantly. I feel like he wouldn't have the full sort of like the full life that he wanted. Whereas the horse can run around in our acres of fields. And so like that I can have. Like, we've got a big field out the front of our house as well. Like, they can just chill and eat carrots and stuff. So apples, sugars, you know, sugar cubes. So yeah, I'm going with the flying horse.
I love the way you're worried about the rug. That the rug's going to be missing Aladdin and like judging you against him. Go, so yeah. It's Friday night. What would you do with Aladdin? Oh, you and Aladdin would play games, would you? Would you play games?
Yeah.
Well, I can't play games. I got stuff to do. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
but he's really into,
okay.
You know, he's not just into Aladdin, he's into Jasmine, and I haven't got Jasmine. I've got Zoe, my wife from South Molton, and so he'd be like flying around, just going, "Who's this? Who's this blonde bit? Just dyed her hair. She dyed her hair black. What, to be like Jasmine? Is that why?" I'm like, "No, she dyed her hair black because it was lockdown. It was cheaper than maintaining her roots." And you know, and then the rug would be like, "Oh right, is that what you're doing? Is it? You're trying to be Jasmine?" I'm like, "She's not trying to be Jasmine.
Why are her shoulder straps on tight? What's going
on?
on?
I'm not trying to be Aladdin. I'm just Luke. You got to love me for me, rug. You got to love me. I wouldn't need to do that with the horse. The horse would love me because I took him away from evil predators that were keeping Pegasus, you know, captive. I was rescuing Pegasus, stroking him. You know, he'd lick my face, I'd giggle, put it on TikTok. You know, just little things. You know, it's just.
Why is the rug slagging your wife off? Why doesn't the rug like your wife?
I don't know. That's just another thing. I know that rug. It's a piece of shit, mate. That rug has got an attitude problem. His little tassels kicking off, and just
too much.
Yeah. Why anyway? Why would that? Is there anything behind that question?
No, we've been doing it for a while.
Oh, right.
It's a good question.
It's a good question.
A lot of different ways that question could go. Like,
nobody's
like, there's a lot of women around this area who like equestrian, and I feel like I would just clean up if I had a flying horse. You ever break up with somebody and you miss their dog? If they ever left me, I have a flying horse. They're coming back. Yeah. They're coming back.
I just fly past their window when they're with a new boyfriend. Be like, "Oh right, you're still with him? See you later."
He's gonna drive you around in his Toyota Prius.
What's that? You got a Vauxhall Corsa BTS, is he?
Too bad.
Best thing is you can kick dents into the roofs of their boyfriend's car and then just fly off.
Yeah. Or if somebody parks in your parking space, you just land on top of them. Boom.
Mental, yeah. Kick the shit out.
I'm gonna land right on top here. Ain't no give me a free room.
That's where I was gonna put my horse. That's where I was gonna put my horse. What can I do?
Clap, bitch.
Not the same. You hit it with a rug.
I mean, the different people that we've had on this show. I mean, we've had Karu in Malaysia, who instantly was freaked out by the idea of the rug having a personality. Even we only give you the fucking words, would you choose a magic carpet or a flying horse? He went on his own little sidebar there. Louise Lee, horse, because she doesn't want another arsehole to look after. Dario Durham in Chicago, his aunt terrifies him and he's terrified his aunt would make him clean the rug all the time, and yet he feels no need to clean the horse. Adam Gable in Brooklyn, he lives under flight paths. He's scared that if he goes up a horse, that fucking's dead. Spider instantly from Cleveland. He wanted to instantly sell pictures with the horse. You can take a ride with the horse. We've had people try to use the rug as a transport situation. I mean, this simple question has been the most fascinating vessel.
Yeah, season 2 is going to be hard to come up with another question.
What else is comparable?
I want to say a big thank you to Alex and Leon, always my brothers in arms, for being amazing on the show. But Luke, thank you so much for being up this late and logging on. Everybody, if you all go to lukeandrati.com, very similar to justice.com, you're going to find a handy list of items where you can find his Facebook, Twitter, Insta, and email. So don't do all the socials. Go there and get them all sorted at once. Luke, you've been an absolutely amazing guest. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Please, everybody, set the clocks. Oh, well, I mean, it's a nice game. And I wore my shiny jacket because it's Christmas. Next week, hopefully, boys, put some more Christmas questions in your jars. I think they went well this week. So everybody, this time next week, 10 o'clock every Sunday, Big World Small Talk on all the different social platforms for Joke Pit, promoting comedy over there. Thank you very much, Joke Pit. Signing off. Christmas, everybody, and bye. Bye.
Bye. Keep waving till it stops. Oh, John.
Wrapped up.